And we're live.
And we're live. And it's an amazing feeling to be live again.
Welcome back to Lionscape's channel. How are you?
Welcome everyone. Welcome dear Lionscapers. And it's time for Creative Monday.
Yes.
So let's look a peek at what we'll be doing today, right? I want to show you right away because I've been practicing this today. I just did it today. We just came up with this exercise basically today at lunch. And we're gonna do exercises in style. And what I did here is a simple exercise of drawing a llama, or a llama as I learned it's correctly pronounced, in different styles. And it was really fast exercise, you know, I tried to do different stuff. Anime came out quite well. But I like Picasso as well. And so we'll be doing this with another reference image of ours.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Do we have the reference image to show? Do we want to give them a peek of what they'll be doing?
You mean the collage?
Yeah,
that we're gonna work on?
Yeah, let's give them a peek.
Where are you?
So today we will basically do this same exercise with a very simple composition we came up with today as well.
Yes.
That catches many different aspects of life and mysteries beyond life as well.
Yeah, and it's some sort of a state of different motifs that we collected randomly and discover here in our hometown, Berlin.
Yeah, well, some stuff we did, it is a pretty fairly common sight. Other stuff is much more rare, but still, you know, if it's there, it is there for a reason. So exercises in style is going to be today's exercise. And what does that mean? You've just seen this collage. We're going to do it in different styles. And we decided to do this exercise because one of the questions we got also for Saturday's video that we did about artist struggles is, how do I find my own style, right? How do I define myself as a creative? You know, be it in, this applies to any creative field, right? You want to distinguish yourself from everyone else. You want to be unique. You want to have your style. And I must admit for myself that basically I'm really a copycat. I copy other stuff.
Stuff or styles?
Styles. I copy other styles. I copy other stuff. I copy other styles. But through that, and through repetition of copying them a bit and doing it several times and copying different things, you know, something like my style emerges.
Yeah.
Or is still emerging.
Yeah.
And definitely not finished, I think.
Yeah. Copying another person's style is similar like to reading a book or something, for me at least. Because when you're reading a book, you're reading the thoughts as well. You know, the way that person was thinking when she or he was writing this book. And when you're trying to copy another person's artwork, if it's something that's also colored and has some ink work, you can notice also the same stuff, like what they were thinking, the steps they took.
Yeah, it's like archaeology. It's like creative archaeology. You go the same steps and you try to understand their thoughts behind it.
Their thoughts behind it. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah. So we said that today we would also like to do small exercise with you. The styles are very well known. Of course, you can discover whatever you want and just deepen your knowledge in exploring the styles, but we're gonna just, for this exercise, hold to one of the most famous examples.
All right.
Yeah.
So what you will be needing today basically is just some paper. We will do this, you know, several times. We will repeat this exercise several times, so you just need a couple of pieces of paper. And then what you need is, we have here different black pens, also markers. We have a Sharpie, and if anyone is, you know, feeling colorful today, because some of the styles that we'll be using are defined by color as well, you can, you know, get out these. We have colored pencils, but you can get your color emitting tool of choice.
Yeah. Okay, so I suggest we slowly start.
Mm-hmm.
And since you're sitting here, I will give you the chance to start if you would.
Oh yeah.
If you would like.
I can gladly start.
Okay. So how did you start that process right there? Did you always look at the Yama and then try to copy that, or?
So I can show you real quick.
Yeah.
You know, I actually took this. This is a nice Yama that we have. It's so soft. I love it, and it's it keeps us company. So I said, okay, let's do this. So I looked at the actual thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I memorized the actual thing, its characteristics,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I said I want to do these different styles, I looked then at the style that the artist or a trend,
Mm-hmm.
art direction is actually using this.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the first one that we're gonna do is going to be in our style as well,
Yeah.
right? As it is here.
I would do the last one in our style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, there are two ways we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
One is that we draw my style first.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we will always have the motive.
This is true. Let's do it this way.
And
yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Okay, so we do it my style first, which means your style first, obviously for you. And for the motive, we have this, you know, very peculiar situation. So Sonia will blend it in. We will leave it up there for a bit so you can screenshot it, you can memorize it, and then we will not take too much time now. We will, because we want to try out 6, maybe 7 different styles today. So we won't take much time for each of those. But, you know, first of all, I would just say do it in your own. You know, if your thing is like pencil, drawing, do it with a pencil, do it with color, black and white. I think I will go with my line drawing, with my favorite pen.
Because that's the most comfortable for you.
Yeah, let's say it's most comfortable for you.
Okay.
All right, for me.
Okay, so I'm gonna blend in the collage that we put together for you.
Look at that! Look at that composition.
Oh, the goat! I mean, it's like some sort of triangle, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we spent some time working on that composition, and we call the artwork what do we call it? Passed out on the couch, under the olive tree, and the goat.
And the goat.
Yeah, passed out on the couch under the olive tree.
No, it was sleeping on the couch.
No, sleep of shame.
Sleep of shame.
On the couch. Underneath
the olive tree and the goat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the artwork we will be doing today in different styles. All right. So you can take a screenshot like we said, and I will start as well.
Oh. Yeah. How big should that sketch be in comparison to your page? To your piece of paper?
My page is like an A4, and I will do it like, maybe I will do 2 a page. Yeah, 2 a page.
Oh, that's pretty big.
Yeah. Yeah. I won't do it. I won't cover the whole page, but let's say I will do 2 a page, because I want you guys to see what I'm doing. You can do it a bit smaller as well.
You can use one page for 4 sketches, for example.
Yeah. So Sonia, can you blend for me somewhere that image in, or you can also blend it now and again for everyone. Mm-hmm. I just want to remember what I actually did in this wondrous collage.
Sure. Oh. Uno momento. Now we'll find it for you.
All right. So I hope you're doing very well, everyone. We're really glad that you're here if you're watching this on live. It's amazing to see all the names again. I see there Justine, Pam, Carlos, Kim, Isidore, Atrum. Hey everyone, it's really great to have you. And if you're watching this on replay, because this is an inconvenient hour for you to watch it live, then I'm glad you found this video as well. And I'm glad you're going to try out and push yourself to your creative limits. Okay, so let's go. So we have this goat here. Let's start with the goat. Goat is definitely one of the more important elements. It has this characteristic ears. It has the characteristic horns, and then the characteristic mouth.
Yeah, and then I want you to draw also a characteristic tree, a characteristic sofa or couch, and a characteristical Berliner sleep. No.
Passed out?
No, it's sleep of shame.
Sleep of shame.
Sleep of shaming on the couch.
So why are we actually having this couch and this, talking about this Berlin? It is actually a fact that in Berlin you walk around the city and there are so many sofas just lying around on the street.
Mm-hmm.
As if people are throwing out their couches, their sofas, and going, oh, come on, someone will take it. I'm doing something good.
Yeah.
I'm definitely sure someone will take that sofa.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that like 20% of the sofas actually get taken. But I think like the vast majority just stays there.
And then, of course, Berliners find a few uses for them.
Yeah, obviously.
One of them is, for example, this kind of use, which is presented here. Yesterday we went on a small trip with our bikes, and then we went through the park, and in the middle of the park, on the grass, there was like a nice red sofa, and people were just hanging there, sitting there, and having a good time. And that's a pretty regular occurrence here in Berlin. So we said, okay, we were inspired yesterday, so let's just include that lovely sofa or couch in this collage. Okay, Gasper, I think you're proceeding quite good.
Thank you very much. I'm definitely doing my best to do the standard olive tree.
Should we also... The goat is just the goat, right? It has no other connotation or meaning.
Well, for me, it's black goat. It's a black goat. No symbolism.
It's like a black sheep, right?
It's like a black sheep.
Yeah.
The
black goat obviously always goes for the top of the tree.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, this is not so unrealistic. As well as the sofa, the goat on the tree is also a pretty common sight, actually, because goats actually do climb on trees.
Yes. Yeah. So imagine just this collage be a realistic occurrence somewhere.
So what we do on every Creative Monday, like today, is basically train our mind, train our creativity, and push ourselves to creative limits. And we actually think of these exercises, or we find them from other artists or other scientists, basically to push you, but also, I must admit, a lot to push ourselves. Because we want to improve ourselves, and we realized if we're gonna do this with you every week, basically this is the best way to push ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. And if you want to see any more of our great sketches or the sketches of our great community, you can always join our Facebook group called Linescapers. There you will find lots of amazing paintings, drawings and sketches. And of course, we would be very glad if you, at the end of the live stream, also share your sketches with us on Instagram or in that Facebook group. that would be just amazing. Yeah, but how are you doing? Are you drawing along, or are you just watching what Gasper is producing right now? You can also be less precise. We tend to be very precise and look at the details and everything, but if you're not paying so much attention, that's fine as well. Basically, what we want is just that the shapes are defined so that you can later on do other examples as well.
Yeah, if your style is like a very simple, abstract thing, if you just feel like doing a cartoon today, like a cartoonish style, then just go for that, I would say. There you go. I think this would be what my style has to say about this image.
Okay, very simple, very clean. Would you like to say a word or two, like artistic expression from yourself?
Yeah, well, maybe you can blend in the reference image again real quick so we can look at it. What I what I usually do when I sketch, I've been sketching now for a while, and I usually sketch environments. I'm not very good at sketching people. I'm pretty terrible at sketching animals, but I'm pretty good at sketching trees. And so I usually go for the stuff that I'm good at, to be honest, and I use like a line drawing, where you see that I use basically lines to create textures. Now, if I had more time, I would use more lines to get this tree, to give it more texture and more depth and everything. And this is kind of something that is my sketching style right now at this moment. I think it's developing and it's changing, but yeah, this is how I draw it. And I drew I left the tree out blank because I think it's a nice contrast to the tree. And then basically I left this person here on the couch very simplistic. I will also add some black, so it's also more balanced out, the whole thing with the tree and everything. But I left it quite easy because I cannot really draw people.
But would you say it's better for your personal style to go with what you did, or would you add even more details, and why didn't you?
I think it's enough. I think it tells enough. Yeah, I think it's about the level of details that I think necessary to show what is going on.
Okay, so it's not necessary to add the fabric wrinkles and everything else, and
wouldn't be my style.
The leaves and everything.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I would add some leaf textures now that you say it like this, if I have more time. But apart from that, there you go. So we can see it's an olive tree, but this already, the tree trunk tells the story of the olive tree. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, how are you doing? Are you following along nicely, and how far are you with your first sketch? Because Gasper is pretty fast, so I wanted to suggest that we continue.
Yes.
Because I'm not sure, the motive is a bit more complex than the one that you tried before. So maybe it's a good time to just continue drawing.
I would say, we'll see how far we get. Let yourself fail. I also allowed myself to fail in these exercises. I always do, because I think this is also, we want to be basically also pretty honest with you. We do these exercises with you usually for the first time, and if we fail, it's completely okay. And you cannot really fail with a creative exercise, because the point is not to make a beautiful drawing. The point is to train your creative mind.
Yeah, and this is actually what you just said, that I think for me that's even better, because then you get like our authentic reaction to the things that we draw for the first time. And sometimes I think that's even better, because then you really see the human side, which includes also doubting yourself and having some negative conversations and just comments which are like not very constructive but still there. So yeah, I think that's important for you to see as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Gasper.
Okay, so Sonia will now give us the first challenge. So she'll pick a style for us out of I think 7 that we prepared, and this will be our challenge to draw now this beautiful collage, beautiful composition in that style.
Okay, so for our next challenge, or for the next style that you're gonna try on, is the cave art.
Oh my god, I love this one.
Yes, so let yourselves get inspired by these beautiful colors and just very simplistic lines.
All right, so let's talk a second about this cave art. Okay, interesting art style. What are the characteristics? Let it sink in a bit. You see there are simple lines. There are some patterns that we see on the top left corner. The animals are stylistic. They're only the outlines are basically seen, and with those hedgehogs, you can see like the red smudge in the middle. We have strong contrast, like you can see between black and red. The one that is covered up, is it possible to show it? Here on the right top corner.
Wait.
Yes. Yeah, there you see another one, like people and animals quite thin. Sometimes, action, a lot of hunting scenes. So yeah, this is the art, beautiful art. I think they're from different parts of the world. I'm definitely sure some are from Australia. One is from France, Lascaux. But prehistoric art has been found everywhere around the world, and it's amazing. And even Picasso, when he said went to Lascaux, or one of the caves, and came out and said, we cannot invent anything new. They've known it all. And it's amazing because it's not like they couldn't draw better. You could definitely see they had the creative skills, but this is like the style they chose, the style that depicted their world.
Well, I think the style is also a bit hand in hand with the tool they are using. So they didn't have the brushes that we have right now, and maybe the colors, so they used the material that they had, and they tried to use this material for their best advantage. And this is how many of this artwork was also created. Okay, so now you get the sense how what's the style. We are using now very simple lines. Try to maybe use a bit more abstractions. Don't pay attention to so much detail. Think about what's very essential. That's the main point here. Okay, and now I'm gonna switch to Gasper so that you can also see what Gasper is drawing.
All right, so this is a challenging one. I'll take a bit of a thicker marker to depict more. The problem is,
maybe I can bring you like a glass of water and some watercolors, and you can try it out with just your fingers or something. No.
Yeah.
Gasper is not impressed.
Well, I'll try to do it now like this. The thing is, I have no idea how they depicted trees, because I haven't found an example of a tree depiction. So now I am assuming, basically, how they depicted trees.
Well, with the fingers, probably they didn't do so many lines, right? I mean, I can imagine they smashed everything, more or less, to define a form.
Probably, yeah. But let's not criticize my drawing right at the beginning. Give it some time to develop itself.
And then just squish it.
Don't crush it while it's still an infant, so fragile.
Yeah, I know. Just continue. You're doing an amazing job, Gasper. But you are. I mean, drawing, thinking, and talking at the same time, and think that takes a great amount of energy. So I think you're doing amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so here are a few comments. I didn't went to the comments yet, and we're in so long already in our live stream. Okay, so Marianne is drawing along. Zaki said Sonia and Gasper finally switching roles. Oh, we're coming to the roles again, you know. We're gonna switch as well, which I'm not so big fan of for today because somewhere in between, you know, he's practicing, you know, the goats and the tree and the sofa already, like he's gonna do a few, and then I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna need to somehow just, you know, start working on the sketches.
Prehistoric sofa.
Prehistoric sofa. I think that's just a piece of stone. It's like a, you know, a stone that you would take from Stonehenge or something, you know. And there's like on top of that, someone in skins is just laying there. No, yeah, very nice, very nice. Ah. Okay, so what else? Pam is also drawing along. It's good for me to practice sketching quickly. Okay. So, Roxy thinks that's difficult, but it's good practice for her to draw things like that. Oh, good one, because probably they didn't do the
perspective, right? Was not invented
the perspective. Wow, that's amazing, Gasper. Okay, so Atrum thinks you are very quick. And then the comment on the prehistoric art, the style goes with sophistication of the art knowledge. Yeah, that is also true.
It is, I mean, I don't know much about that topic, but I think to a certain extent, I think they would have been able to depict animals more accurately, because you can see they were depicting them pretty well.
The proportions.
The proportions are amazing and everything. Mm-hmm. It's just that I think it was not their. I don't know if it was not their style. I don't know what it plays with a view of the world they had. You know, the figures are very abstract.
What's also something that couldn't be considered. Now I'm just thinking, but the light was playing a big role.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have artificial light. It's going to be dark in an hour and we can still draw right now. And they couldn't. And this even when they were observing animals, you know, when you were just watching the animals somewhere on the pasture or in the forest, you probably noticed the silhouette first. So you had pretty good imagination or feeling for how the animal was depicted, how it looked like, and that's also something. Well, I don't know. Maybe they had. Well, I'm not sure how old. What was the lifespan in that time? If someone knows, please comment. But maybe they didn't had very good eyesight. I don't know. Maybe when they were old enough to hunt, they had like a really very bad eyesight and couldn't depict the details anymore.
I think they had way better eyesight than we have, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think they were.
I think that too.
Yeah, I think they were way better with eyesight. Yeah, but it was a question. Maybe they were also like. This is total speculation. If someone is like, you know, an art historian here or an anthropologist,
that would be amazing to hear.
That would be amazing. You know, we're just talking nonsense here, but let's talk nonsense some more. So maybe they were also trying to depict movement. You know.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's nice. Okay, so here, Arias has opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think they didn't think of that. I mean, you have the knowledge of a lot of types of styles because you have seen it. They did not have the example.
This is also true. And this is interesting because perspective drawing was an invention, right? Perspective drawing was an invention. It was not like that actually, perspective is not a reality. We do not, when we draw an accurate perspective, everyone thinks, oh yeah, this is how the space looks. Actually, a perspective drawing is not a reality. It's an abstraction of reality because we move through it. We never have just one vanishing point. And our eyes, to be honest, they don't, that the lines don't coalesce in one vanishing point, realistically, but in two, because we have two eyes and they're, so there's this subtle differences. So a perspective is actually an invention, a tool. Like an axonometric drawing. Perspective was, invented in the Renaissance. Axonometric drawings were invented in I think, ancient China, and they used it a lot to depict space. So it was just a tool. So it could be that they didn't have this,
Yeah, and what you said about the two eyes and that each one has its own vanishing point. It's the brain's job to combine those two visual fields into one visual surface, right? So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Atrum just commented, my sketch looks like marshmallows.
Atrum, this is fine. Prehistoric marshmallows.
Yeah, that's very good.
So yeah, let's bring this sketch to an end. I think this is a style that does not need much dwelling on. I could also fill this whole tree with these patterns because, maybe someone would draw the tree like that in a certain time in the past.
Okay, I think you need to finish this one.
Yeah, so this is a dream, by the way. So you just know. So he is dreaming about hunt. About hunting, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we have here a few comments more. My goat is a llama. Then Star Me said, would you say they were more artistic to see the world in this way? Or perhaps they had more time to sketch animals?
Good question.
I think they were drawing elements that were important for them.
Yes.
So they were trying to depict what we're depicting now with photography. So special events. So for them, that was the hunting season, the fire, which was very important, creation of tools, and the animals they were hunting, and maybe also the danger, which is also, for example, the wildcats were very dangerous for them, or the bears, and that's also something they were also focusing on.
Do you keep stroking the llama?
Yes. It's calming me down. Not that I'm stressed, but it's so fluffy.
It's so fluffy.
And
okay.
Nice. And, yeah. Okay.
All right. So we had the original drawing, my style. We have the prehistoric version of it, and it's time to move on to the next one.
Okay. Yes. Oh, I hope you're following along because this looks amazing. You can also copy something from Gasper. He doesn't mind at all.
I don't mind.
Right?
I don't mind.
Okay, so I think we should now from prehistoric take something that would be more this time, and let's not go with something which is very abstract, but something that is more realistic.
All right.
So that's why I will take a Rembrandt style.
Oh my God. Rembrandt.
Wow, look at this.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, at least they're not in color.
You know what I'll do? I'll take another...
What?
I'll take another tool.
Which one? Should I prepare something for you?
Can you give me the brush, one of these Molotov brushes? Thanks a lot.
Okay.
All right, everyone. So yeah, Sonia has just put me up for a difficult task of recreating Rembrandt, which is, it's difficult in its own anyway, and now having to draw a goat and a man sleeping on a couch in Rembrandt style. I think I could manage a tree in Rembrandt style, but that goat and the couch is probably gonna kill me. But, that's why the Creative Mondays are here, to embarrass ourselves in front of the internet.
Okay, Gasper, before you start,
Yeah.
just before you start, just take a deep breathing and on the out say thank you.
Thank you.
Dear Michelle, thank you very much for your support. You are amazing. Thank you for coming back for new videos and live streams. We appreciate your support a lot.
Everyone that's coming back, we know that you don't have time to come back for every live stream and everything. But some people were here actually every time. And I hope you could really take as much with you as possible. And also all of you who are watching these on replay and leaving us comments, it really means a lot to us to get your feedback. Not only how you liked it, but you can gladly also give us feedback on how we could do it better the next time. This is even more valuable. So if you have any suggestions, be sure to write it in the comments, in the live chat, or in the comments underneath the video. It means a lot.
Yeah, like don't be late to your live stream.
Or stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can start. On
just let me look like you don't
Let's just for a second talk about it.
Yeah. So Rembrandt, it's I don't even know how to start with Rembrandt. I mean, I just chose his drawings here, not his paintings, obviously, because we're not going to do any painting today.
Mm-hmm.
But he did have this soft stroke, soft unfinished stroke.
Yeah.
He didn't do outlines. He did he described it more with shapes. He was drawing as if he would be painting. Yeah. I think, right?
Very much. So you can see larger strokes. He also emphasized the contrast. You can also see that the strokes, they were probably graffiti strokes. And he used a lot of textures because he was also trying, that was his study, right? So before, if we were not focusing on the leaves of the tree, now that's the time. Or for example, on the bark of the tree trunk, that's something that you would now emphasize. Yeah. Or the textures of the sofa or something. Or the hair of that person. And of course, if you have some sort of contrast that you would like to emphasize, that's something that Rembrandt would present as well in his studies.
So what I will do is now to get, you don't have to do this, and it's completely fine to do it with a pencil or a pen or whatever, but I will take a brown ink brush, and I think this will help me get nearer to the Rembrandt style. Okay. So let's see how we can. I will start with the tree again. Okay,
so if you need those examples as a reference, then I suggest that you make a screenshot, because I will remove it shortly. Or do you need it, Kasper?
No, I'm fine. I've already seen it and know it's going to be hard.
Okay. I think it's just me as an observer. Maybe just don't stress too much about it. Okay, I'm blending it out. So, Kasper already started working on it, and I need to let you know that it's focusing on your watercolor brush.
Oh, you mean the outer focus?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's that happens constantly. So.
Okay. Well, can't do anything about it right now. This technical stuff. I hope we'll. What do you think about our new camera setup? We have had this now for a couple of live streams. So it's a top-down camera, and we're still getting used to working with it. So if it's better than the one before where we had it from the side, you can gladly let us know. Or was the one before better? Because we're still not sure ourselves, basically.
Well, what I appreciate in this setting that we have right now is that you can very good see the whole piece of paper, which is very important. You don't see it somehow deformed because of some certain angle, but sure, there is a line in front of your face. It's not covering you up, but it's there.
Yeah, and there's
Carlos says it works really good.
All right, thank you, Carlos. It's good to hear.
Und Arias also says, buena decisión.
Buena decisión.
Decision.
Is this? That's probably Spanish.
Good angle. Carlos also, yes, good angle.
If we gave the impression that we speak Spanish by pronouncing llama correctly,
no.
I think that the impression is false. Sonia speaks Spanish.
Of course I do. Of course.
But you do speak a bit of Spanish. You took Spanish in school.
Yeah, but like I took Spanish for 2 months and then I noticed that I don't have any time for it and then I quit.
Oh,
so it's not like I speak Spanish un poquitito. I think there should be like even smaller amount of un poquitito with a few more TTTs. Okay, Roxy said yo también. Okay, so I like this view. We can see the placement of your hand for strokes to practice the same. Ooh.
Oh wow, this is a good point.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So as we said before, you try to analyze the artist and his strokes and the process, and this is also very, very good.
There you go, my Rembrandt olive tree. Mr. Rembrandt.
Okay, wow.
I hope he would approve.
Mm-hmm. The question is just nothing. Just let it be.
Oh wow, yeah, maybe I shouldn't lick the finger that I used it to smudge the paint.
Wait,
it's probably not.
I will just give you
Don't lick your fingers, kids.
Paper towel.
I think the paints are not really healthy. Anyways, now let's come to the Sleeping Beauty.
Okay, so Pam also said, it's working fine, very well. Just copying Gasper as he draws this one, and it's very clear. You see.
Thank you.
And it's very interesting to see that you chose this kind of tool, which is a watercolor brush or watercolor pen. It has a very, very soft nib, which allows Gasper to do like very soft lines or very clear, detailed lines. And that's also some sort of similar tool that Rembrandt would maybe use. We don't know.
So I altered his pose to be more Renaissance pose.
Yeah. With also the fashion statement is clear with the boots, right?
So we have a different. He needs like a hat.
And maybe like a feather.
Yeah, definitely. The feather needs to be there. This is so good.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, wow.
And he's sleeping on the hay, you know.
This is amazing. Yeah, he's sleeping on the hay. Obviously, he's sleeping on the hay.
Yeah.
Wow, Sonia, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
So he's sleeping on a. So basically, it looks like a farmer falling asleep. Maybe a shepherd. Maybe a goat herd. A goat.
Of course, and his goat is on the tree. Yeah, because he's sleeping.
And it wouldn't come down, so he was waiting for the goat to come down and fell asleep of exhaustion.
Yeah.
And the goat is still there.
And the goat is still
there. Man,
awesome.
This is pretty good. And now the goat. This is the most challenging part, I think. No. I actually like this.
I mean, you should do the same goat as you did here. So I would go for the realistical form and then add maybe more shade.
So what?
Yeah, do the same form of the goat or draw the same goat as you did in your personal style, and then add some more details.
All right. Okay.
Like a bit more fur or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. So what this exercise is basically helping us do is to try to get into the mind of the other artist or style. Because if we want to really understand it, and if we want, let's say you definitely like a lot of artists, you like a lot of people's style, and they inspire you. And it's actually one of the best ways to learn their style is to really try to copy them. So this is stage one. You basically try to copy, right? And you copy the works they did, and you obviously they're not going to be that good, but like you can really do a good job, I think, already by copying. And then if you want to take that style with you, to make it yours, and to actually be able to use it as you please in your own works, then it's a good idea to try to do your own work, other motifs in their style, right? So this is exactly what we're doing now. We are trying to take their styles and make them our own. But the idea is not to, learn to draw like Rembrandt did, or like, Mr. or Mrs. Caveman, the best artists in the cave did, but to push ourselves to be able to copy others. We are now really training our observational skills and our mirror neurons in our brains, which fire up and are activated when we see another person do something and we try to mimic them. So we also observe something and we try to mimic it. And through that, we're basically training our creative brain to do this exercise on demand. And you will be much better at analyzing what others did, deconstructing how they did it, and also being able to repeat it. And by doing this with different styles, we also give ourselves basically different options, and we show ourselves how many different options there are for our own style. And we expand and grow through that.
Wow, very nice. Very nicely said. Thank you, Gasper.
Right.
Okay, I think you're done, right?
I think I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. I'm quite impressed.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I'm actually surprised. I thought like Rembrandt is going to be the disaster.
Yeah. At this point, I would also like to again do the shout out, and this one goes to Luis.
Luis, thank you very much. For everyone, Luis is one of those who has been on every single, the 31st live stream. This is 30th.
Yeah.
Okay. And progressing with us immensely. So thanks a lot. And if you also want to get a direct feedback, another chance is this Friday. We have Feedback Friday. If you want to, improve your stuff, not just watch our videos, but also get direct feedback on how to improve, send us your work. And on Feedback Friday, we're going to give you our feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feedback Friday. I like Feedback Fridays.
Luis also said, Gasper, this is amazing. Yeah. Tina said, this goat is hilarious. I love it. The goat is watching you. Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
And then Atrum said, not doing that good. Ha 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 ha. As always.
As always, this is just an exercise.
Well, Atrum, don't be too harsh on yourself. Just follow along, and it's also very important that you have fun doing it. Okay, so how are you doing? Are you done already? Did you just follow Gasper's video or Gasper's process, or did you try to invent something new for yourself? Yeah, I mean, this looks amazing. You did a very good job. Congrats. I mean, look, even here you can see some.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Like really.
Very, very nice.
Sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so
Do I get one more, or do you want to take over?
Yeah, it depends. You can get one more.
I get one more?
Yeah, you can get one more.
All right.
Would you like to pick or should I?
No, you go and pick it for us.
Okay, then we're gonna take one abstract.
An abstract one. All right, I'm excited.
And the next one is...
Oh my god. Oh. This is gonna be super hard.
These are the comics.
Yes, the comics.
Oh.
Okay, so this one is not like a classical cartoonish comic, but one of the... first of all, disclaimer. I don't know anything about comics. I didn't grow up really, reading comics. So I'm pretty new to this field. But, to be completely honest, I took a little bit of time to Google one of the better comic artists, let's say from this classic superhero comic style. And it's Eduardo Risso and Frank Miller are two that like popped up when I searched their sketches, and I liked them because of the strong contrasts. And I think most of these are like from Batman, actually. I don't know, they were two of the artists that did the original Batman, or one of the Batmans, or still do. And so I just said, okay, let's jive with that. Let's see where this takes us.
I mean, I'm impressed. This looks amazing. I mean, if it's too hard for you, I can just
I
try with something else.
No, I managed Rembrandt, so let's try this. It's supposed to be pushing.
Yeah. Okay. So let's analyze it for a moment.
Let's do it.
So for comic, you can see that the lines are very precise, like in sense of they are clear. We have clear lines. And then the outline is always very important. So there's an outline, if you see on the right side above, there's a Batman, and the line of his outline, it's very defined. So he gets really... The shape is very, very visible, and I can see that not very often the textures of the fabric is seen, but usually you can notice the shadows which are to be seen between the ripples of the fabric. Okay.
So it is quite a high grade of abstraction, and I would say it's a lot of a play with light and shadow. It's like a play. It's like a film noir. Actually, I'm just thinking about. I don't know the facts, but like, did this comic style actually come from film noir with really strong contrasts, black and white, and it basically translated into this comic drawing style? It could be.
Yeah, we need to Google that. Yeah. That sounds very, very plausible. So, do you think we can start?
We can start. Let's try it.
So, once again, if you would like to see these examples for a bit longer, make a screenshot so that you can see it also while drawing. But I'm gonna now switch it off.
I would suggest to blend real quick the original drawing for everyone who's just dropped in the middle.
Okay.
So once again, we get to see what we are actually drawing in these different styles.
And the name of this beautiful collage is
Sleep of Shame.
Sleep of Shame, under the olive tree and the goat.
Very good. So Sleep of Shame, Under the Olive Tree and the Goat in classic superhero comic style.
So if you just joined, please make a Snapchat so that you snapshot so that you can draw on it later on in comic style. Okay, so let's return to Gasper.
Okay.
You already started to put some points on the paper.
Yeah, I am. I have a pretty ambitious composition in mind. Actually, a very ambitious composition in mind. But I have to push myself. Now the question is, like, I know I want to do the tree. I know I want to do the goat on the tree. I know I want to do this couch and this person in like a dramatic pose. Actually, half of the couch. Now the question is, what should be dark and what should be left out white? This is a good question. Now I could do the person black and the goat white, or the goat black, black goat, black tree, black couch, person white. That could work. Yeah.
Do you want to? Am I just spoiling your creative flow if I comment, or
No, you can gladly comment. I mean.
So I think there are two ways. It depends on what kind of style would you like to choose. But one is that you very much emphasize the parts of the olive tree that are very dark. So you have these roots and the tree trunk, which is almost 2/3 is pretty much dark. And you can really, like with emphasized lines, make very strong trunk. And then also try to overdo the shadowy parts, the darker parts of the tree. And on the top, there can be a standing goat in black with white hair, because of the sun. Maybe it's reflecting a bit of the light. And I would also do white eyes and white nose, like this part.
Yeah. Let's try that.
But the posture is different somehow.
The posture is different. It has to be more comic-like, more dramatic. There has to be action in it.
Oh gosh, but you're bringing it to the next level.
I'm telling you, I'm ambitious now.
Okay, Gasper, go for it.
Okay, let's go for it. So I'm just outlining. So basically what I'm doing now for everyone, I'm like mapping out the image, especially because I know that I will have to be very precise with the blacks and whites afterwards. So I need to know where the blacks and whites will go before I actually do them. There are techniques in drawing and painting where you let yourself be led by the material or the tool you use, and this is very legitimate technique. Maybe like Sonia does abstract watercolors, and you sometimes you don't know what will happen actually, and but this kind of drawing is not one of those.
Well, I mean, just don't overdo it. It should still be a bit more fun, at least a bit fun for you.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. I'm just telling what I'm doing.
This goat looks like very scary and dangerous.
Yeah. This is the point. The goat is the antagonist. Our protagonist is basically. Protagonist is dead on the couch. To be fair. All right. So this is going to be. All right. Should I dare do it with black ink?
Yes, you should.
Let's try with the black ink. So maybe I should start. So you said like to make the goat black, right? But let's do the tree black as well, right? Let's see how this goes.
But not under the goat. Under the goat there needs to be a white piece of tree. Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's see how this can work. So everyone, I'm really pushing myself here. I've never done something like this before. So I'm open for failure. Which one should be, I think.
You know what? We dare you to fail.
Yeah.
Where were we? We were at Next Up workshop in Berlin, and then there was a coach who was coaching us how to perform better, and he said something very important. I dare you to fail. Like, I know you're gonna struggle, but I dare you to fail and quit, because that's also one very important point. Sometimes when you're going, over your own boundaries, you're gonna cross your boundaries sometimes as well, and this is also okay. This is also the part of the learning process, just to let go and accept that maybe next time you're gonna be better, or this is just a learning phase, and you need to keep persisting, but on a different level maybe. There's also another very good brush that you can try, Kasper. Maybe this one would be also.
This is a good one.
But you see what's happening right now
this is better.
When you're not so sure in your own style, then you're trying, or you tend to switch the tools you're working with, because you think that maybe another tool will give you better results. So that happens sometimes.
Thanks for pointing out that weakness of mine.
No, it's not. It's not. It's like a common thing, I do it as well. Wow, this goat is very, very.
It's an ominous goat. It's almost as ominous as the bunnies we did last time.
Yeah, this goat should almost, blow smoke out of its nose or something.
Well, it is the evil goat, so it's the.
Maybe it has like laser beam view or something,
Yeah, it does have a superpower, obviously.
Do you want to share the power with us?
The goat's power?
Yeah.
Well, for example, it makes a pretty decent curry.
It makes a decent curry.
No, I don't know. Let's be
in free time, she's a cook, or it.
Yeah, let's be serious here. What's this like? It obviously wants to take over the world.
Yeah.
It's probably its origin story is it used to be a human, and then it used to be a scientist, or it used through some failed science, it was a biologist working on genes, on goat genes, and obviously some experiment went wrong.
It's something with goat milk and a goat and goat genes. That was it. That was the start.
Yeah, and exactly so.
And then something went wrong. Was there an explosion?
Yeah, there was an explosion at the lab. Of course, there was an explosion at the lab, and and the goat
merged.
The goat merged.
The goat merged.
The goat scientist merged with his experiment. And yeah, this is what became of him, the evil, ominous goat.
And what's this anti-hero's superpower?
Yeah, well, he can climb on trees really well.
But what's the weapon? What's the weapon?
You can weaponize that, as you can see. He just climbed on a tree, and now he will jump down and jump down on the soft and exposed belly of our hero.
Oh, but I thought that this poor human is already dead.
Not quite. It lets him suffer a bit.
Beautiful. I mean, not the story and the suffering and stuff. I just mean the sketch. I enjoy the story that comes with this sketch.
So everyone, how are you doing?
Yeah, are you following along, or are you just drawing the same thing Gasper is? It would be very interesting to hear if you also developed some sort of story that goes with this comic style. We got a lot of laughing comments. They enjoyed our story exchange.
I'm glad to hear that. This is also supposed to be fun. So I don't know what this is. If his arm is like this.
I would maybe just leave the poor man be, but I would somehow bind those two together so that you have the feeling that the same sketch. The sofa is, or the couch is a bit just swimming in the.
What if we do a shadow?
It's a big shadow. Okay.
Like that?
Yeah. This looks good.
Oh yeah. This is good. Wait. Now we're getting there, people. Now we're getting there. I just got an idea how to finish off this sketch. Man, I'm having fun, I must say.
Louis said, even though this was a mind sketch, making the effort seemed to relax me instead of making me tense. So thanks for that today. Ooh.
Da da dum. All right, everybody. So yeah,
okay.
The origin story of the goat man. What can I say?
The evil goat man. Yeah, those details. That's something that was missing.
Yeah.
Whoa, how good, so good, haha. So yeah, we got a few very encouraging comments. I think you can produce even more of that. Maybe you can even develop a Goatman series. I mean,
A Goatman. Would you be interested in adventures of the Goatman? What happens next?
With
what
our anti-hero.
After the lab explosion?
Yeah.
Does he meet the head snake or the ominous bunnies? What are the adventures? And well, will the Goatman go next?
Yeah, or do they meet on one sandy beach?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an A+, Kasper.
Thank you very much.
And yeah. Whew. That was quite a challenge, right?
That was a challenge. I think maybe, do you want to do one more? To leave you to it. I want to give you one that is very. I want to give you one.
You want to give me one?
Yeah.
But I mean,
wrap up with one.
This is so good right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a completely different style.
The thing is that I can leave them hanging now, and for me, I would leave it like here because I think this is just like.
I think we have to do one more. We have to circle back to do one more. I would, if you would. Do
a short one.
It's not a long one. It's a fun one. So everyone, I think this will also be really cool to do. So we're going to do one more.
Okay, so let's do just a short one.
All right. Let's switch places. At some point, the goat meets my llama. Yeah, that would be amazing. Oh, now it's my turn to stroke the llama.
Just enjoy the llama.
We call it lami, and the lami is actually, if it's correctly pronounced, it would be yummy.
Yeah.
Oh, how yummy! So yeah.
But we don't own a pet, so if we would have a cat, probably that wouldn't happen. But since yummy is the only thing that we own,
friends have been telling us you guys should get a cat because we're stroking this thing and talking to them on Skype. It's getting scary. Anyways.
Okay.
So everyone, we are coming to our last challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look again at what have we taken as a starting point, the collage.
The collage.
So the collage is... Where is the collage?
This one, yeah.
This one?
Yeah,
yes.
That's the collage.
So this is the collage. We have our work called Sleep of Shame.
Under the olive tree.
And a black goat. And we are going to do it now in our own style. And the style is Piet Mondrian.
Oh, Piet Mondrian.
Piet Mondrian. All right. Now this is a big one, a big jump from the last classic comic art. We're going to do a very abstract Piet Mondrian. So let's look and analyze how Piet Mondrian actually worked.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you see?
Well, I see colored surfaces, mainly or just in color yellow, red, blue, and of course white and black.
Yeah.
So basically, we have here white and black and 3 primary colors, and there are it's everything about the composition of those color fields.
And I think it's like very much. There's a lot of rectangular composition. There's a lot of what grid. I would say grid is like a main element of Mondrian's work. At least everything we're showing here is like late Mondrian's work. You know, he did his whole face. He started drawing a tree like a normal tree, and then you can see Mondrian's progression, how like with every time he went back to that apple tree he drew, it was more abstract and more until in the end it was just the lines and it was reduced to the primary colors. So it's amazing to see this his personal development and reduction of his work to the most essential. Yeah.
Wow, what a great story as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a great story, yeah. Piet Mondrian, interesting artist. Okay, so yeah, this is your framework.
This is my framework.
Let's you know, we also know that you have we have our own starting point. So our goat. Do you want to see it again?
Yeah.
All right. Which one was it again?
The collage. It's in the blue.
Right. So this is the starting point, and we're going to do it in Piet Mondrian's style, everybody. So take a screenshot of Piet Mondrian's work, and let's see what Sonia will do.
I just got a song in my head. I'm not sure, is it Russian? You know, the one that's always in movies or in games.
Oh, that's not Russian.
Which one is that?
I think that's Popcorn.
It's Popcorn?
It's called Popcorn. I think, is it from Kraftwerk originally? I'm not sure. But a song. Oh, wow. Oh, this is cool, Sonia. So, Sonia obviously went, dived right into that Piet Mondrian's grid. And I'm interested what you will also do with this stuff. So, if you're not yet a part of our Facebook group, it's in the description under the video, or I will link it now into the chat. And I'm interested, how did you find this exercise? Was it challenging? Was it challenging enough? Do you think you could, now use it for other, to try out different styles, to try different motives? We took quite a complex motive and quite a random one, but you could do it actually for your own creative endeavors and for your own subjects that you like to draw, paint, or create. And it applies to all different art forms. It's, it's a known exercise also in composing. The people who study composition, music composition, they try to do their works, so their concertos, whatever they do, and their pieces in, let's say, Bach style, or they want to do it in Mozart style and stuff like that. So
wow,
it's an interesting exercise. So yeah, let us know how you are doing. It's great to hear if this kind of exercise helped you, and it maybe similar ones could help you more in the future. All right, so I will post now the group. I will take another look at the comments to see if you have any more questions. Accept me in the group. Yeah, definitely. We're gonna accept you in the group. If you're not accepted yet, it's just because we haven't looked at it in a couple of hours, and I just accepted everyone. So I hope you are in.
Okay, so this is my construction for the tree. And now there comes the sofa with the human figure on it. Okay, so maybe I should start with the human figure. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
To do something like this.
Well, I like how you. I like how the tree has more structure. You can kind of recognize the trunk actually, and you can recognize more like texture underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is great.
What do you like?
I like how you immediately the person is recognizable. Even the hand poses are the same. This is so good. Perfect. Do you also plan on adding the primary colors in there?
I think yes.
Yeah?
I think I would.
Yeah,
For
you
this
will? Okay.
particular challenge.
This is a good one. Yeah.
That's almost necessary.
Yeah.
Part. Okay, so this is the sofa.
So Inke says, very interesting exercise. I will look back at the video. I popped in too late. And also I like the drawing, Sonia.
Thank you very much.
So for everyone who joined later, we are doing basically a creative exercise in style. So it means we are trying out different styles. We have one motive and we're pushing ourselves to try out different painting, drawing styles, basically drawing styles today. And yeah, Sonia has just started to do a Piet Mondrian style.
Okay, so let's use now a few nice tones. Can you once again? I would like to get the right tone of blue. Is that possible?
That is possible. So let's blend in real quick what actually Sonia is referring to. So this is Piet Mondrian, and his abstract paintings in the primary. So it's like a blue, red, and yellow. And yeah, Sonia will try to fill them in now, the fields, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, so I have my 3 colors.
All right. Let's see what will happen.
Every expert then always says, like, I'm using Arteza blueberry.
It's called
lemon,
blueberry?
Blueberry, lemon, and rose red.
Oh. Well, have fun.
Well, thank you. Okay, so I'm not sure, does he also have some sort of how does he position the colors? You know, that's also something, because if you think about that yellow, if you use it more, it's more glowing and it's lighter, and then the blue is a bit heavier. So now, you know.
Good question. I have no idea how he used color theory, but it would be interesting to dive into that. Because he did reduce it to the primary colors. It might also be the idea of looking at the color of the image and then reducing it to the most prevalent color in the area.
Mm-hmm.
It could also be this kind of reduction, but to be honest, I do not know. So Arias says, yes, that would be an amazing and fun exercise. The museum one, I will do it. All right. So this sounds great. Also, Tina in between said, T-shirt collection, please. So this is also great. Great to hear. At some point, the goat meets your llama. Yeah, and Pam said, fun and creative. You took away the fear and helped it be a fun experience. Well, yeah, I'm really, really glad that you see it this way. I'm glad it helped you, because sometimes I can imagine it's good to be pushed a bit by someone, you know, and we are pushing ourselves to do this, basically, and with that we also push you a bit to try new things. And even if your, you know, the thing you do most creatively is like, I don't know, you write maybe short stories or you paint with oil, and all these exercises help you broaden your creative horizon and train your creative brain to come up with new ideas and, you know, have less creative blocks. And suddenly you have this all different tools. When you are at the creative block, when you are at an impasse and cannot go on, you have the library of these creative exercises and you can just go, I don't know what to do today. I'm not really inspired, but let's try to do, you know, that Picasso's portrait in my own style. Or let's try to do the last drawing I did, you know, in a Piet Mondrian style or whatever. So, you know, suddenly you're having more and more, a bigger and bigger library also of tools, you know, process tools to come up with new ideas.
Okay.
Oh, this looks amazing. Wow.
What should I add next? What are we missing? Maybe a line or two?
Maybe the tree could be more defined. I like how you connected it with the couch. And while you're doing that, I will send out a heart, Sonia.
Mm-hmm.
And the heart goes out to Tina.
Tina!
The llama.
Thanks you.
Is grateful.
The llama is very
Llama
grateful.
is grateful.
She's gonna sleep today in a very warm place.
She gets to eat today. Don't worry, we feed our llama. It's a...
With love.
Yeah, well, we cannot feed it anything else but love, actually.
Yeah, that's also true.
So once again, everyone, we really appreciate your support in any form. You know, if these are these super chats, or if you are supporting us through buying our Cardscapes, you know, our drawing tips on postcards, and then giving them out to your friends, or, you know, if you are sharing basically our videos, or if you're just here and giving us feedback. Really appreciate having you, our community, and we're really glad to be growing together with you.
Yes, and today we need to tell you that today is our 30th live stream.
Yes, imagine that.
Yeah.
2 months ago, I think, we started live streaming, discovered this form for us, which is amazing for us. We can just, you know, put out videos.
Yeah.
They're not so, you know, condensed as normal tutorial videos would be, and this was because of that, it was, you know, they're a bit more stretched out, but you get a much directer contact to us, a much directer feeling, and you can interact with us and we can interact with you, which is like the most amazing thing we discovered. What did you also like about the live streams?
Pushing ourselves.
Yeah.
That was one big one. Also overcoming a few fears that we had, right? Because we did just videos before and tutorials, and this is definitely a new format. But that helped us also just to speak more freely and finally share with you so much knowledge that we have. This is also something that surprised me, that we can very clearly communicate and tell you a lot of things that we thought that we're not able to.
So it would interest me, because we know now that here, at least where we are in Germany, the quarantine is slowly coming to an end. People will probably, you know, in the next months be starting to go back to their jobs, hopefully, if this is possible for them, if those, you know, still exist, or they will, you know, have their more different schedules, will not be at home as much. So it's interesting to hear also, honestly, do you think that maybe there should be less live streams and more videos that you can watch at any time you want, and then they're more, you know, condensed? And do you want us to continue doing at least 1 or 2 live streams a week? It would be interesting to get this feedback from you. So yeah, definitely let us know in the chat or in the comments under the video. All right. So this is definitely one of the best exercises you've had so far, said Kim. Tina sending a hug to the yummy. And Starmay says, guys, please get a cat and paint it. And people are congratulating us for 30 videos.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right, I love it. You even framed it, huh?
It's a framed
It's a frame Mondrian.
Yes, it's a frame Mondrian. Yeah.
Okay, so did you also manage to do it, paint and draw along? Will you try it out? And when you do, please take a photo, take a camera, your phone, take a few snapshots and share it in the Facebook group. It would be amazing to see what you all came up with. Wanna flip through what we did?
Yeah. Okay, so the first one was your own style.
Yeah.
Which looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
You see a combination of textures, very easy going lines, almost a bit abstract. And then the next one was prehistorical art, a hunter dreaming about animals, the holy tree with a goat.
Mm-hmm.
Must be a lucky goat or something. Then the third one was Rembrandt.
Oh, this is so good.
And Rembrandt used different kind of approach. He was drawing as if he would be also painting. That was really his kind of study. That's why there are a lot of contrasts and a lot of details like fine textures. And then we have the comic style version with a very fascinating, interesting, and also tragical story behind it, with the goat man and his victim. And then the last one is an abstract painting of a Mondrian goat.
Awesome. I love Mondrian.
Yeah.
I think you did a great job of recreating his essence. Okay, so let's take a look at the feedback. I like the live streams very much. I try to be here every time since I found them. This is great in Ineke. And Carlos is in quarantine for at least 1 more month, so he enjoys the live streams. And Kim says, they are great. I love the personality and energy we both bring.
Thank you.
Tina says, I think you improved also immensely. And also all topics and exercises were always so diverse. Please keep up. And Roxy says, could you please accept me in the Facebook group? Roxy, we can, gladly. And everyone else who hasn't yet joined, you can gladly do so. And we will accept you in, and then you can share your work.
Yeah. Oh, so I think this brings today's live stream to an end.
We have our next live streams on Wednesday, so 7 p.m. Central European Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time, and on Friday, the Creative Friday, Feedback Friday, is at 5 p.m. European Time and 9 a.m. Pacific.
Yes, that's it.
And for rest of the time zones, do the magic calculations.
Yeah. If you have any suggestions for Wednesday or for Saturday, you can let us know on Instagram or in our Facebook group. We would appreciate your suggestions. Otherwise, we're gonna pick something that we prefer to do.
It's always like that. We do stuff that we would want to do anyway, and then we just do it with you.
Yeah, but if you have some sort of topic that are urgent and you really want to work on right now, then Wednesday is the right day to do that, because Wednesday is like work on your skills Wednesday. This is how we named it. And then the Saturday should be more relaxed. So if you have like work on your skill topic or something relaxing, then give us your comment.
Okay, everybody. So it was great to have you here again. And see you on Wednesday.
Keep on drawing.
And stay creative.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bellamy.